just gonna take a quick second. These spark plug tube seals are just absolutely destroyed, and they're giving me a really hard time coming out. But normally you could take a seal puller and just pop them on out. If that doesn't work, you can get a screwdriver and kind of, you just want to be very careful not to mar the metal. You really don't want to scratch up the metal in here, but just kind of work them out as you can. I'm not going to record this part because it's going to take me a little bit, but you're going to pop out all these tube seals, pull off the gaskets. Yeah, these are really old. You can tell how stiff they are. So it's going to take me a few to get these out, so I'm not going to video this. Just pop those out, clean up the valve covers, and then we'll get back to where I'm at. Alright, so after some struggling, I've been able to get these three out. Let me show you how I've ended up doing it. If you catch a screwdriver on the very edge of this, you can pound it down a little bit and get a bend in it, and then get your screwdriver to pry it up. Just be really careful not to scratch the metal inside there. But it's been working for me. It's been difficult, but it's been working. These are really pretty much pried. But the biggest thing is, don't mess up the valve cover. You really want to avoid scratching it. So once I get a little bend in it, I can start prying on it. And that works. So, and you can see no scratches to the metal or anything like that. So you just want to be really careful of that if you run into this situation. Like I said, normally they're not this hard because they're rubber. These are more like plastic at this point in time. So just be careful. If you have a hard time, there's two little points that kind of stick out. You can bend one up with some flat nose pliers, but just remember to bend it back down when you're done. It's just giving me a really I'm not going to be able to show you on the back side because it's kind of buried back there, but what you're going to want to do is go around with a little bit of gasket maker, and you're going to put some where this seam is right here, just a little bit, and then you're going to put some on this seam here, this seam here, this seam here, and then you're going to put a little dab on each corner of this round part here. So right there and right there. I'll show you when I get to the front, but it's going to be hard for me to show you in the back. Getting this in can be a little tricky. You want to make sure that the gasket stays in place and doesn't move on you. Your spark plug tube seals and make sure that they don't catch and rip the new gasket. When you start tightening these up, always go in a crisscross pattern. Start here, go back there, here, go back there. One of the end ones, one of the end ones. Just keep going in a crisscross pattern. So I just want to show y'all before the comments start, it is 71 inch-pounds on these valve cover gaskets. That is a very low torque, but that is what the book calls for. So I've had comments before on doing low torque, what the book calls for. I want to show you 71 inch-pounds. I'm not lying. I like to take them down slowly. I don't do the torque right away. I like to go around and get them all kind of set before I torque them. That way I know that they're going even and solid. I'll go one more time, see if I can move it. Yeah, repeat for the front one. So really doesn't take much, just a smudge on each spot, but it's where the engine cover is, or that half moon, excuse me. So you got 2 spots there, the back cover. So you got a spot there and a spot there, and then again you want to hit these little corners. And again, make sure your valve cover gasket stays in place as you're setting this in. And then be careful of your spark plug tubes. You don't want to rip the gaskets. good time to replace a plenum gasket if it needs it. This one's got some good ridges to it still, so we're not going to be concerned about it today. But if it's flat or really rough like the valve cover gaskets were, if it's almost plastic, or yeah, plastic feeling, then go ahead and change it. This one's pretty flexible still, and like I said, it's got some good ridges to it, so not going to worry about this one today. Go ahead and pop that PCV valve hose on now. Now, for these, I'll just get the bolts started, but I won't tighten them down yet. I want to make sure that we get those brackets in the back first. So I'll just get them started like that, and then that gives us wiggle room to get those mount bolts on in the back. And these are probably the hardest part of the whole job. Remember, there's two on this side. Don't tighten those yet. It's going to give you a little extra room to get these two electrical connectors in. So at this time, just go ahead and do a quick check over everything back there. You should have everything from that side over connected on both ends. So from the throttle body over should all be connected on that side, and you should have absolutely nothing left to do over there except for the sway bar that goes on top. But as far as all of the engine stuff, you should be done completely from the throttle body over.